Hello, welcome back to Cinora. At the moment, the accreditation window for Cannes Film Festival is open, and they're also accepting submissions to their various categories. The thing about Cannes is that it's a huge beast of a festival. It's the most prestigious festival in the world, and everybody wants to have their film screened there. There's Cannes itself, there's concurrent festivals that run beside it, and there's some corners of Cannes that are not what you think they are. So today, I'm going to be talking about a particular part that is not worth your time. So you've decided that you're going to submit your film to prestigious festivals and get yourself out there in the world of filmmaking. Along comes the Cannes Short Film Corner. So you put your submission together, you pay your fee, and you upload your file, and in a couple of days, you get an email to say, congratulations, you've been selected. And you might be thinking, oh my God, I am going to Cannes. My film is included in the most prestigious festival in the world, and I am going to France to celebrate. Unfortunately, the Cannes Short Film Corner is catching people out. It's not what you think it is. The Cannes Short Film Corner is not actually part of the official selection for Cannes Film Festival. It also doesn't offer traditional screenings where people can book tickets and go along and watch your film, and it doesn't have the same presence as other parts of the Cannes Film Festival. What it is in fact a film market. So the way it works is you submit your film and someone verifies that it is in fact a film. They then add this to a catalogue and let you know that you are included. This catalogue is accessible in a small corner of Cannes where people can come along, take a look through on some computers at the variety of films that have been submitted this year and consider whether they would like to reach out to the filmmaker or purchase the rights to that short and utilise it in some way. It's not an opportunity to screen at Cannes. Your film isn't going to be shown in a cinema. You're not going to be able to invite audiences along to come and see it. You can approach people and ask if they would like to go to the Short Film Corner and watch your film, but they'll likely be watching it on a computer or an iPad or something like that. There are screening rooms that you can book, but these are a small meeting space where you would go in and you would show your film on a laptop. With Cannes being such a huge presence in the film world, it is literally the most prestigious festival in the world, and getting into it is extremely difficult. It feels like the Short Film Corner is simultaneously providing a really nice way for people to include their film, take it along and show it to professional people, but it is also definitely misleading filmmakers into believing that they are screening at Cannes. So the journey with the Cannes Short Film Corner for me has fortunately never resulted in me actually applying to it. A couple of years ago, when I was making my short film with GMAC and Screen Scotland, we had a speaker from Glasgow Film Festival, and he let us know that having the laurel, or I guess logo, for Cannes Short Film Corner is a little bit of a red flag to him, because either the filmmaker thinks that they've been included in Cannes Film Festival and so they've put that front and centre to let people know, my film is this great. But in the industry, people know that that does not mean you were selected for the festival. It just means that you are eligible to be part of a film market. Or the filmmaker does know exactly what it was, but they think other people don't. And so they're putting it there in order to dupe festivals into thinking that they are a very prestigious film. And by selecting them, you're going to have a bit of buzz and you're going to have an audience come in to see this Cannes selected film. So from his point of view, having that logo on your poster or involved in your film in some way signals a bit of an amateur approach to your festival strategy and, I guess, filmmaking in general. So recently I completed the Boulder, and I've been thinking a lot about whether I'm putting it out online or whether it has got a life at festivals. And everyone who's watched the film has agreed that it is such good quality that we should attempt to do some in-person screenings, that we should try and get it on the big screen. So of course, I'm considering what festivals do I want to put this into. And Cannes is the dream. Cannes is exactly where every filmmaker wants their work to be shown, because it is this badge of honour. It is legitimacy from the industry, and it would genuinely propel your career if you could say that your film was selected for Cannes. And when I went to submit for the Cannes Film Festival, which is free by the way, On the same website where you get your accreditations, you can buy a pass for the Marche du Film, you can submit to the official selection of shorts, the official selection of features, and you can take part in all sorts of other associated festivals that run alongside Cannes. So you have things like the Director's Fortnight and Semaine de la Critique. There is also the submission window for the Cannes Short Film Corner, and it makes sense. It's a market within the festival. But because it's in the same area as all of the other submission windows for being part of the competition, it can make people believe that they are in fact being selected for the festival. And I took a look at it. You fill in a lot of the same information that you would for the official competition. You upload your screener on the same platform, but you have to pay a fee, and it's not cheap. Not only is the submission fee a bit higher than you would normally expect to pay for a film festival, but going to Cannes itself is a very expensive ordeal. So there's this risk that if you believe that you've been selected for the festival and you want to travel across the world to France in order to represent it and speak to people who are coming to see it, you are going to spend a lot of money doing so and get there and be pretty disappointed. There's a fantastic article online called You're Not in Cannes Anymore, and actually it looks like the entire website is set up just to help people understand what the Cannes Short Film Corner is. But it goes into detail about exactly what happens when you submit your film and it's selected, and then in Cannes where that film is and who is going to see it. It lets you know not to expect to see your film on the big screen in a cinema environment, that actually you're going to be in the basement of the main palais and you're going to have to get people in there by yourself to show them your film. The thing about a short film market is that in some ways, there's a lot of people who are interested in going along to that thing and browsing. It feels like a long time ago, short film festival programmers would need to go and find things in order to build their programme for their festival. They might go to things like Cannes, or they might go to things like Clermont-Ferrand and browse the catalogue there and select films for their festival. But nowadays, it's so easy to submit to festivals, and they're also charging a submission fee. That's helping their running costs, and it means that they'll get hundreds of submissions, narrow that down themselves, and then go forward with a shortlist that they're confident are what represents their festival's values and the quality that they want to present. And so for me, it feels like having a short film market is kind of just a legacy that the Cannes Film Festival doesn't necessarily need to provide, but it's obviously bringing them an income, and it also allows short filmmakers to come along to the festival. I guess the advantages of going for it are that you can take your film to this short film market, you can find buyers of short films and take them into the space. That doesn't seem easy, however. You also get a couple of passes for the film festival, but to be honest, if you are working in film, you can just apply for a free festival pass, and that would achieve the same thing. You would get to go to the same screenings and events, and you would get to be in Cannes with the type of people that you want to network with. The article points out that there are so many ways that people get blindsided by it, that the excitement of getting into Cannes, especially for people who don't live in Europe, because it feels so far from home and it feels so exotic and exciting, that sometimes the opportunity to submit to it and then the confirmation that you've been selected can completely cloud your judgment and remove your ability to really look through what this actually is and understand that your film is included in a market. The article talks about people who have spent a lot of money traveling over to Cannes and then realize when they're there what exactly the short film corner is. There are accounts of people who have rallied their community together, crowdfunded, fundraised, borrowed money from friends and family, got in touch with local businesses to sponsor them, been on radio and got people to call in and help them raise the money to travel across to France and go to the festival. And it's not cheap. Flights there go up because airlines know a lot of people are traveling to that area at that time, and accommodation goes up. The first time I went to Cannes, I booked 3 separate accommodations because they kept cancelling on me because they could charge more. And I also stayed in the south of France a little bit longer than the festival was on because I was doing a bit of an interrail. And after the festival, everything in the town became so much cheaper. The food in the stores and to book an Airbnb, everything was so much cheaper after the festival was over. So it is a real big expense to get yourself there, and you might be thinking, well, it's worth it. It's life-changing to go to this festival. I'm going to show my film in front of the top people in Hollywood and other film industries across the world. Of course, this is the best opportunity of my life. But you may get there and then realize that your film is just on a laptop screen in a basement, and not many people who are important in the film industry are going to see that. So, is it valuable submitting to the Cannes Short Film Corner at all? Well, maybe you are the type of person who wants to go and show your film in this market. You can do the networking, you can pull people off the street, and you can get them down to the basement to watch your short film. I feel, however, that most people are able to show their film nowadays without having to have a screening area. So if I met someone at Cannes and I wanted to show them my work, I can literally hand them a business card, take their details, and send them an online screener straight away. Whether or not they watch it is a mystery, but it means I don't have to pay the fee to do that, and I don't have to get them into a physical location to watch it. Personally, I feel like it's more valuable to just take the money you would have spent on the submission and potentially on going to Cannes and put that into applying to other film festivals. I'm hoping that today's video saves some people from submitting to the Cannes Short Film Corner and to committing to travelling across the world and spending a lot of money to stay in a town and not have your films shown on a big screen. You can submit to the official selection of Cannes. It's free to do so, and I think that's a much more valuable use of your time. Unfortunately, it's the most prestigious festival in the world. Have I mentioned that? And they are going to get so many submissions, and they actually select very few short films for their festival. So the chances are much lower than other film festivals, but hey, it's free to submit, so why not try? One thing I will say is that it would be to your advantage if you do have a bit of buzz about your short film. So if there's something about the way it was made, or the subject matter, or the people involved that's newsworthy, then that might help you get a place in the Cannes Film Festival. But other than that, there are lots of lovely festivals out there that it is definitely worth submitting to and that you can go along and attend, network, and show people your film in all its glory. And if you do go along to Cannes anyway, try and catch the short film selection. I went once a few years ago and it was an experience. I was very surprised by the type of films that they decided to include in their programme. And I can't say that they're the type of films that I'm up for making. So who knows, maybe Cannes is just not for me and the type of work that I make. Maybe each year they go in a completely different direction and they choose something they think no one has ever seen before. One last thing, if you are an up-and-coming filmmaker or you're the type of person who'd love to make a film and you don't know where to start, check out the Filmmakers Game Plan. This is a tool that can help anyone from an early stage right up until professionals that have worked on many films organise a production. The whole point of it is that you put in what you have so far and it's going to help you find what you need next. If you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description and on this video. And again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.